So we have a loaded undercard on the Tszyu versus Bakram Mataliev undercard. It's a very good undercard. It's kind of underrated. A lot of guys that haven't been in the ring lately, mixed with a lot of prospects who are highly rated. It's a good chance for these prospects to get experience, along with Tszyu headlining another card in America. This is a good fight card, but these three undercards I want to highlight. Tszyu's going to be the main event, but these undercards with Daniel Blancas, he's the guy who's featured on this undercard, fighting with Team Benavidez, and he's a very good fighter. I mean, he's one of the best prospects I've seen lately. I've been looking for some things for him to stand out from the crowd, and I think I've seen it. He threw one of the best punches I've seen in a while. Um, and I'm not over exaggerating. I usually don't focus in on just one punch, but he throws some amazing punches. And the last person I actually felt like that about, that threw some punches that was just impressive, with Tszyu. Usually not impressed that much about guys who's just punchers. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually just overall boxing, moving around the ring. Not too much focused on just the boxing aspect, but Daniel Blancas, the way he boxes, put punches together, I feel like he's a huge threat in the future to a lot of people, even right now. I think they're going to use a little more time to develop him, but I think he's in a great spot right now. I think he's a huge talent. I think a lot of people are overlooking him right now. But also we have Gary Antonio Russell on the card. He's going to be in a 6-rounder. Just trying to get his feet up under him again. Hasn't been in the ring much over the last couple of years, but he has been available. And trying to get back into the thick of things. I know he was having a lot of recent fights where he had some tough competition. I know he had suffered a loss um, to Emmanuel Rodriguez, and it was due to an accidental headbutt. But at the same time, because Emmanuel Rodriguez suffered a cut, so they couldn't continue. But other than that, and you know what's crazy? The other fight was a no contest by accidental headbutt by Emmanuel Rodriguez. So Emmanuel Rodriguez is the only bad look on his resume. Um, Everything else, he's done a pretty good job. Just hasn't been active. Guys got to be active in the sport of boxing. Yeah, it seems like with the Russell camp, they're usually always in a situation where um, they're trying to stay active and they're not really the priority over certain things. But I don't know. You know, business is business these days. PBC, they're not the only ones over there fighting once every 2 years or something like that. It's a lot of guys like that. I've seen some crazy stuff. I seen Keith Thurman and had like 3 fights in the last 6 years or something like that. Something crazy like that. So I'm like, what? Might have been 7 years. I'm like, whoa, what is this? Like, really, what is this? What is going on? We can't find these guys, just a simple fight somewhere. I really don't understand it, but I do understand it. It's the fact that a lot of these guys are just trying to find a way in the ring, man. It's just the other fighters, they're trying to find a space as well. The promoters, they jump from network to network, apps, dates, everything, and that's why you have Turkey Al Sheik involved. But I'm glad that Gary Antonio Russell is back on the card and back to being active, because lately it's just been out a while, just the activity. I think he's a good talent at that lower weight class. I think he's a very good talent. Just has to be able to get that experience and mold it like the rest of these guys are. You got a lot of guys fighting 5 times a year. You got a lot of guys that just now getting out of amateurs. You got a lot of guys at 30 years old, 8 fights. So, I mean, whatever situation you're going to be in, you're going to be behind somewhat in boxing. That's why it's hard to develop talent right now because guys are behind. But that's why Russell is in a 6-round fight in this fight. Even though that would be considered to most going backwards, hasn't really been in the ring that much. So got to build his stamina back up a little bit, and also got to get back reacquainted with the just the whole fight day, fight weight, weigh in, just the whole everything around that weekend. But I think he's gonna be all right. And then we have another guy named Danier Pero, and I think Pero is gonna be a good fighter, man. He's a heavyweight. He's gonna be good. I think he's good, man. I think he has some talent. Hasn't faced competition like that yet, but I mean it's just subjective at this point. He only had 8 fights. He's 25 from Cuba. He only weighs like 236, 240. They got him around the 240 area, so really doesn't weigh that much. Looks like he's losing weight too. He used to be like 244. But he's a good talent as well at heavyweight. He's somebody you can mold. Got a lot of guys right now, and I'm pretty sure that, and he's around the age, it's a lot of heavyweights around the age of 24, 25. So they're starting to get their little group together. I know Richard Torres around that age, Jared Anderson. But you look at where Jared Anderson is and where Richard Torres is and where Pero is, he's not that far off. So I don't think he has to get in a rush and try to keep up with the next heavyweight and everything else. That really doesn't matter. You can speed up, slow down, whatever you need to, whatever works for you. We've seen in Danier Dubois' case, he speeded it up. You know, everyone else is talking about ducking and guys don't want to fight me and the heavyweights, but Danier Dubois went out there, found the Usyk, he found Joshua, he found Big Baby. So at that age of 25, 26, 27, Danier Dubois, I think he just turned 27. So a lot of those people don't even realize he's at 27 right now. So in 2 years, Pero, he should be ahead of the curve if you want to get on the path like Danier Dubois does. And that's why I tell a lot of young guys, everybody can't do it. Everybody can't sit up here and jump up and be on the same kind of game plan as everyone else like a Danier Dubois. You got to be in the gym. You got to be in the gym, and you got to be in the gym. That's just point blank, period. But we're going to see what Pero does this weekend. I'm going to be looking out for him in his fights and see what he brings to the table. But this should be an interesting undercard. I think this undercard has some good talent. A lot of guys we don't know much about. A lot of guys that really haven't faced too much tough competition. So you'll be able to see what they have and what's available. But I think it's going to be a good undercard.